Hello YouTube and fellow DC Comic fans! I'm Kelly One Shot, and this is the Post-Crisis Podcast. And today, we're going to talk about the DC Comics event, Year of the Villain, The Offer. Okay, so if you've been reading DC Comics lately, as you should be, especially if you're here on my channel, you know that DC Comics, under the Scott Snyder Justice League run, has been doing an event that's called the Year of the Villain. And in this, we're talking about cosmic events here. We're talking about a battle for the Omniverse between Perpetua, who is powered and fueled by Doom, and her makers, the Source, the judges of the Source. Things that we have not yet seen in a long time in DC Comics are coming about, this great cosmic war for the fate of the Omniverse. And in this, Lex Luthor is leading Earth's movement towards Doom. He's trying to recruit various individuals to follow his cause and embrace the doom that is in their hearts. He has access to the totalitarian. Lex pretty much faked his death and re-engineered himself and evolved to this greater being version of himself. He pretty much looks like Dr. Doom from Marvel comic books there. He's got the green cloak with the purple in there, classic Lex colors, but the way the cloak is draped over him, he just looks like Dr. Doom from the Fantastic Four, which is whatever, they're comparable characters, they always have been. I think Lex looks dope, I'm into it. Either way, Lex is fueling this charge towards Doom. He's preparing an army, but he's also doing things that contrast that as well, because in Justice League number 27, he actually seemingly led Martian Manhunter to this house where he confronted who Martian Manhunter originally thought was Lionel Luthor. He kidnapped him. It ended up being Dr. Ivo. Ivo was continuing research that Lionel Luthor was once working on for Perpetua's army. I forgot, the Apex Predators, which is a combination between Martians and humans, and Ivo was kind of working on that research, and Martian Manhunter and Hawkgirl kind of broke out of the capturing because Hawkgirl came to save Martian Manhunter, and they destroyed all of Ivo's Amazo robots, and they destroyed the army of Apex Predators of Dr. Ivo that is ultimately Perpetua's grand army. So Lex seemingly made all of this happen. He wanted this to happen, and we know that because at the end of the Justice League issue number 27, Lex starts making offers to people. He sends a little Brainiac-looking ship, the Legion of Doom-looking ship, to various individuals, and he's been contacting them with an offer. And the first offer he made was to Martian Manhunter and to Hawkgirl, two individuals that we know are going to be very important in this Justice League series. We know that Martian Manhunter is going to be a key to all of this. He saw information that he got from Vandal Savage's death, and he learned all of what Vandal Savage knew about this, and Vandal Savage has been around forever, so he has information that nobody else had. He was immortal, and then he died. And Martian Manhunter got those screams and those echoes, and he felt that pain as Vandal Savage reached out to him. So we already know, and he already saw the face of Perpetua in advance, and he saw the totalitarian in the beginning of this Justice League run, and he knew that it was going to lead to something that they might not be able to handle. So we know he's important. We know that Kendra Saunders is important, and that her wings and something about her is important, as she kind of always has been, and she too has been around forever through various lifetimes and incarnations with her and Hawkman, and we know that her wings have this map or something on them that we haven't fully discussed yet in this Justice League run, and we know that it's going to be important. This goes back to DC Metal, and ultimately Snyder's been building all of this stuff since Batman, but in Metal he started ushering in some of these topics that we're dealing with now in the Justice League run. He was placing seeds that are growing now in front of us in this offer series, and I think that's pretty cool. So Lex offers to the two of them, assumingly what I think is access to the totalitarian, a chance for them to evolve, to reach out to their maximum potential, and we don't find out. But we also find out, or we see rather, in several issues throughout DC Comics, Lex has been coming down and making offers to other individuals. In Harley Quinn number 63, at the end of that, it's done in a very meta way where Harley reads the comic that is Year of the Villain, then she sees the offer. Well, Lex comes down, and he's been upgraded mechanically, and like I said, he kind of looks like Dr. Doom, and he makes an offer, and it actually says in the Harley Quinn issue that it is something to do with the totalitarian and evolving yourself and reaching your true potential. And then we actually see at the end of Deathstroke number 45, Lex makes an offer to Jericho at the end of that, which is Deathstroke's son, who's deaf and bisexual, I believe he is. Either way, that has nothing to do with it. But Lex makes an offer to him as he's downed and attacked in that issue. We also see in Batman and the Outsiders number 3 that Lex also makes an offer at the end of this issue, and he makes the offer to Ra's al Ghul, who's in this series. He's been involved in this series. Even here we see another picture of Lex, because we see the various artist interpretations of Lex's new form, and he's got the green or the purple cloak and the hood, and then he's got this green suit in the middle, and his arms are metal and his legs are metal. He's literally Doc Doom, Victor Von Doom. It's crazy that DC Comics is doing that because Marvel fans are going to rip him, and rightfully so. But either way, the design looks pretty dope, and I'm into it. It's whatever. So he makes an offer to Ra's al Ghul, and Raz is like, yo, what could you offer me? Then we actually see in Hawkman number 14 that at the end of that, Hawkman has been dealing with the Shadow Thief. Either way, Lex makes an offer to the Shadow Thief as well, and so and even in this, the artist interpretation looks a little bit different, but it ultimately looks like purple and green with the silver arms. But Lex makes an offer to him. If we go to Catwoman number 13, there's another offer made from Lex Luthor to Selina Kyle, and he comes into Selina's apartment at the end of the issue, again with his signature little Brainiac looking ship, the Legion of Doom looking mini base thing, and he shoots out this Obi-Wan Kenobi like message, and it's like, it's been a while since I've seen you, Catwoman. She wonders what happened to him, and he says that it's amazing what you can do when you see who you really are, and he wants to convince Selina to accept who she really is, so an offer is made out to her as well. When we go into Red Hood number 36, and we go to the end of this book again, we actually see that Lex meets with Jason Todd on the motorcycle, and he seemingly wants Jason to show people and train people the way Batman trained his sidekicks. He wants Jason Todd to train villains, essentially. He wants Jason Todd to stop pretending that he's a hero who is later a villain trying to become a hero. He's like, yo, stop being confused about what you're doing. Come over, embrace the Doom, and I want you to help teach and do where Batman failed. Because you were under Batman and you died. And Red Hood says, yo, I'm interested, I'm listening. So he considers the offer at least. So that's pretty crazy. When we go into Supergirl number 32, and then we scroll down and read through this issue, which is pretty good because it's Supergirl battling Rugal Zar with the help of Jonathan Kent, Superboy, and Rugal actually gets his axe back in this issue. But then we go later on to the Metropolis Harbor in the warehouse. We see that again Lex meets and makes an offer to Brainiac 1. It is a creature who works for Brainiac, and he's searching the galaxy for all of the lost knowledge. And he wants to make an offer to this being and tell him, yo, do you want to keep being Brainiac's servant? Or do you want to prove that you're the true Brainiac, the one true Brainiac? And he wants to help him reach his full potential. Again, there it is, mentioning that there's this full potential that's happening here. If we then go into Superman number 13, which I actually like. I don't mind the Rugal Zar, the Unity, the House of L saga. I think it's really good, and I think that this issue, Superman 13, is really good because we see more about the conspiracy that's going on. We see the destruction of Krypton again, but more from Jor-El, Dr. Oz's perspective, or Mr. Oz's perspective, rather. And we see this conspiracy that's happening, and then we see the war that happens, and those who side against Jor-El, like the Thanagarians and the Owens, and how they're trying to kill him now in the present day to silence this conspiracy. It's a really great issue, but either way, when you go to the end and there's an offer made again, and this time Lex comes into the apartment of Lois Lane, and he shows her a box. And even Lois herself, her eyes light up as she opens up the box, as this blue light comes out of it. Again, it seems to me like this blue light is the light of like creation. It's that blue light energy, whether that be Dr. Manhattan or the source of all things. Who knows? Maybe they're one and the same. I don't really know. But those are the offers that have been made throughout DC Comics lately. And this all is going to keep building up in the Year of the Villain, and I think that soon we're going to see what Lex's grand offer is. And I ultimately think, like I said, that it's access to the Totalitarian, so that way they can reach their true potential, because that's what Perpetua wants, is us to succeed, but she wants to use us as an army to defeat the people who are like her and her masters and her creators. So that's ultimately the thing that we were given from the Monitors, the Anti-Monitors, and the World Forger. Whew. There's a lot going on in this Scott Snyder series, and it's really stretching its arms far out into the other DC Comics titles. These are the individuals that Lex Luthor has reached out to: Harley Quinn, Jason Todd, Ra's al Ghul, Shadow Thief, Selena Kyle, Darkseid / Cyborg. Either way, a lot of people are reached out to in this. Lois Lane was reached out to, so it's not just all villains. You know, Brainiac 1 was another one of them. But either way, so it's like, why these individuals? Why is he choosing them? He's coming at it for a reason. I'm interested. I do like Lex's design. This video wasn't really an explore and explain. It was something that I kind of wanted to talk about, maybe to get some reactions, get some questions. If you have any thoughts or any ideas on this topic about what Lex's offer is, what Lex's true motivation is he trying to stop and battle Perpetua? Is he trying to get on Perpetua's side? Do you really think that Lex wants to be second fiddle to Perpetua, and that he's all building this up to serve her and her grand army? Because that's not the Lex Luthor I know. You know, so I think that he's maybe trying to make his own push, because why else would he destroy the Apex Predators that his father and the information was passed on to Ivo? Why did he stop that project? And why is he reaching out to good guys like Kendra? Why is he reaching out to Martian Manhunter and Lois Lane? Even Red Hood, but he shows malicious intent there. But I'm interested and I want to find out, but I do think that it has to do with the Totalitarian, I can't even talk right now. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. This was just really a thoughts video that I wanted to get out there, and I wanted to put something together to just release more content and to get some of my comic thoughts out there and maybe share and bounce ideas off with you guys as well. I'm Kelly One Shot. This has been Post-Crisis Podcast, talking about the Year of the Villains, the offer of Lex Luthor. I'm Kelly One Shot. Take care, have a great day, and goodbye.